try to get you off of here in 45 minutes if we can, but don't want to hinder questions or anything like that. So, yeah, well, okay, we're gonna go to we'll go ahead and get started right now. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Penny Cedar, and I serve as the CEO for Habitat for Humanity, for the habitat that serves Orange County and Seminole County, and we serve Apopka in the Orange County part, and all of Seminole County. And I've been kind of leading the charge for the last few years for Women Build, probably the last 4 or 5 years. And it's time for me to turn it over to somebody with a whole lot more energy and fun and going to keep you all on track. And that's Josephine. And some of you may already know Josephine because you volunteered on our job site, or you've scheduled your Women Build volunteer day with Josephine. And I'm super excited about her taking over Women Build. So it'll be a small, it'll be a, for some people, a big change. I'm always here. I'm always here to support and come out and do things that you need, answer questions, of course. But most of what you want to be doing is going to go through Josephine, or maybe Autumn if it's about your QGIve page. So I just want to talk a little bit about what is Women Build, and just so everybody knows, it is women, not women's build. It's Women Build, like women actively building. Women Build, and we're gonna build more than one house this year. There's 3 houses that we're gonna build, and it's definitely to build a house for a hardworking, well-qualified Habitat future home buyer. But we also want to raise money, and we can't build those houses if we don't have money to buy the 2x4s. And you can check out Sarah Russell's cool background, because she's got 2x4s and all kinds of cool construction things in her site from last year, which is fun. But anyway, we really need to raise money for all those materials. And while you all are going to volunteer to help put the house together, we still need to raise money for that. And we need to raise money also to put our Habitat homeowners through a pretty extensive financial wellness classes. It is a really, really fun way. It's a really fun way to show your team spirit, and there are you're going to hear from several seasoned fundraisers today, and some of them do some really neat things to show their spirit. But really and truly, it is a lot more than just raising money and building a house. It's about changing the trajectory of this family, or these families, and their lives, and their children's lives. And this is going to be true not just for them, but for generations to come. So what you all are doing together really is tremendous. For those of you who have been doing this for a while, you know that the journey that you put those families on is life-changing. And for those of you who haven't been involved, just know that you will come to see that as you participate in our Women Build program. And we're excited to have you this year. I'm super excited that all of you have chosen to spend time with us today. So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to turn it over to Josephine.
Thank you, Penny. Thank you for the intro. And it's a privilege to work side by side with you. And I'm looking forward to continuing to working with you all that are on the call, meeting new people, and just working more with the ones that I know. I'm honored and excited to be a part of Women Build 2025, where we're building something that matters. I'm passionate about this event because we're making a difference for people, a difference for families, and a difference in communities by building affordable homes during an affordable housing crisis time. I'm passionate about Women Build because of the opportunities to collaborate and work side by side with other like-minded individuals who are making a difference. I've had the privilege of working directly with our future home buyers and have the honor of seeing and being a part of their home ownership stories. Tonight, you will hear how you can be a part of Women Build 2025 and be a success. Thank you for being on this call. You're going to hear from two of our future home buyers, Haley and Jalen. You're going to hear from our seasoned fundraisers, plus a new grassroots team leader. And at the end, we're going to open it up for Q&A. And like what Penny said, we hope to get out of here in less than an hour, unless the Q&A spills over. So thank you again for just being on this call. Habitat for Humanity's Seminole Apopka, also known as the Central Florida affiliate, serves people in communities in Orange County, like what Penny said, specifically in Apopka, and also the entire Seminole County. We've had 34 years of impacting by serving 250 families, 625 children, and super excited to say that 53 of our home buyers have fully paid off their mortgages. Woohoo! At this time, I want to introduce you all to two of our future home buyers, Haley and Jalen, and they're going to share with you their home buyer story. And I thought we would start with Haley first. And Haley, I just have a few questions. Autumn, are you going to have Haley front and center for us? And Haley, maybe unmute. And Haley, I'll
Hi,
just start with.
Hi.
Hi. Haley, thank you for being here. And can you just start with how did you hear about us and how did it feel to get accepted to our program?
Yeah, so I had started trying to buy a house just like outside of Habitat prior to hearing about you guys, and I spent like a really long time getting my credit score up. I had, paid off all my debts. I had saved up all my money, all the extra money that I had for a down payment, and I had started working with a lender and a realtor, and discovered that I wasn't going to be able to afford anything that was it within like a reasonable distance to my job. I would have to move, an hour away or something like that, to have a mortgage payment that I could afford with my monthly income. And we really looked for a long time. Like I had a solid team for that. It just wasn't working out, which was really disappointing. And I was like really starting to lose hope, because like, I don't know, it was like feeling like there was nothing that I was going to be able to do that was going to be able to get me into a home, just because of the way that the current market is. And my dad was actually the person who texted me, because you talk about this with your parents. He was looking into it. He found out that Habitat was accepting applications, and so I looked into it, and I found out that I'd met all the requirements, because you do have to have good credit. You have to save a certain amount of money for closing costs and stuff like that. So luckily, all that hard work I had been doing prior had meant that I met the requirements. And so I applied. But even then, it took a few months to be accepted, because even if you apply and you have all the requirements, you do have to be selected by a board, or committee. I'm not really sure, but it took a few cycles before they picked me, and eventually they did, which was amazing. I got accepted in October of 2024. And it felt amazing, because I'd worked really hard and I was starting to feel very discouraged. And then this opportunity happened, and it's kind of like this huge weight has been lifted, because now I know all that hard work that I did wasn't for nothing. And like, as long as I keep working hard and I keep fulfilling my end of the Habitat partnership, it's guaranteed that I'm going to get a home. So it's just a huge relief.
I can attest to your hard working and being out and doing your sweat equity hours. And I also had the privilege of meeting your father, one of your our heroes. Um, Haley, can you share with us what you do for a living and maybe just a little bit about your family?
Yeah, I work full time at Seminole State College in the registrar's office. I'm a single mom. I have an 11-year-old son. We both live here in Seminole County, in Sanford specifically. Did I answer all the questions?
Wonderful. And Haley, how about will you share with everybody on the call an empowering moment that you had on the job site and just tell us a little bit about that story, please.
Yeah. So one of the requirements of being a future habitat home buyer is completing sweat equity. So you have to do 200 hours, either doing those required foundation classes for like financial literacy and stuff like that, or you can do it working on a construction site. So basically, all the home buyers have to help build the homes. And when I started the program, it was right after Hurricane Milton had hit and it flooded my bedroom and the carpet got moldy. So I had to move all of my furniture into the living room, and I was sleeping in the living room. And I thought that I was going to have to sleep in the living room up until I purchased my habitat home. But I showed up on the construction site. It was actually my first time doing sweat equity on a construction site, and they needed us to install the flooring. And they teach all the volunteers how to do everything. So none of us had any flooring experience, but one of the core volunteers there taught us all how to do it. And, you know, by the end of the day, we all basically had it down. So I was able to leave my first time on a construction site, and I found flooring on clearance for $10 a box. And the very next day, I was able to install new floors into my bedroom. So now I'm sleeping in my room again. I'm recording from my room, which is really exciting because, you know, Habitat didn't even give me my house yet, but like my living conditions are already getting better because of just these skills that they teach us along the way.
Haley, thank you so much. And many of the Women Build team leaders and those that are on the call, I'm sure have experienced some empowering moments on the site during the Women Build event. And just we are thankful for you and being on the call. Haley, thank you so much. And
Thank you all for being here.
thank you. Autumn, can we switch to Jalen and have Jalen come on and tell us just a little bit about his story?
Hello.
Hi, Jalen.
Hey, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Thank you for being on this call this evening.
Thank you guys for allowing me to be here today.
Jalen, can you tell us just about how you heard about us and how did it feel to be accepted into the program?
How I heard about Habitat. Habitat is a big go-to in the minority community because sometimes we don't have as many opportunities. So I was in the process of wanting to purchase a home, and I knew that I made a certain income, but I knew that the income I made minus all of my expenses, my car and everything, wouldn't be enough to live in a nice, affordable house in the area that I lived in. So when I saw Habitat come up, I asked my family about it, and they were like, "Yeah, that's a really good program. We know a lot of people who have done the program or they've done similar programs to Habitat." So I just said, I'm gonna try. I don't know if I have all the requirements, but at least I can say I tried. I applied for Habitat. They sent me to the financial counselor, Lori. I worked with Lori to help get my credit at the score I need to be at. Once I got it at the score I needed to be at, me and Lori figured out that I was ready to apply. So I went ahead and applied to the program and went through the steps of the interview process and everything and got accepted. Um, when I got accepted, I was I was very happy because I work for a nonprofit organization called Boys Town here in Central Florida. So it is a group home for foster kids in DCF custody and care. I actually adopted my son from Boys Town here in Central Florida. So I was looking for an opportunity to provide a forever home for my son. To have stable housing. So I knew that with this program, if I was given an opportunity, that will be the way that I can provide that forever home for him. And so we have completed most of our sweat equity hours, and we're just waiting to get our home built. So hopefully soon I will be a home buyer with Habitat.
Wonderful, Jalen. Thank you for sharing that with us. And to me, it just speaks to your hard work and dedication and just staying focused on your goals of home ownership. Jalen, what does home ownership mean to you and to your son?
Home ownership means everything to me. My son, who I adopted, he came from living with his family, and they lived in a trailer. And he told me that the trailer had holes in the ground, and they had rats, and it was just not stable living conditions. So, where we live now, it's a rental home, and I got a notice right after I got accepted into the Habitat program that my rent was going to go up $300. Now, I cannot afford to keep paying rent that's going up and up and up. And at any time, it may get too expensive and then we will be homeless. So I don't want to re traumatize my son. So I wanted to make sure that we have a forever home. So this means stability for us.
Stability. I love that. And Jalen and Haley, I think that y'all are just kind of on the almost on the backside of that process of being with us. And it's just been a pleasure working with you all. And thank you both again for just being on the call tonight and sharing your stories. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Okay, at this moment, I would like to introduce everybody to our new grassroots team, plus our seasoned and successful grassroots and corporate fundraisers. These team leaders will share with us some ideas on how they have successfully done fundraising, how they have created and ran fundraising events, plus how to recruit and more. These team leaders make fundraising fun, all while having some healthy competition. Let's start off with Jinsey. Jinsey is a dear friend of mine. She comes to us as a new grassroots team, the Empower Hers. And Jinsey has experience with fundraising, plus a passion for our mission. Jinsey, do you want to unmute and just tell us how you and your team will fundraise for the Women Build event?
Yeah, so Josephine got us started. We formed a group of 10, and we're trying to think of ways to raise money. And a couple of our members maybe weren't as comfortable, asking people for money. And so we were sort of going back and forth, thinking, like, what would be fun? And am I am I echoing, or am I just hearing myself?
No, I can hear you okay.
Okay, sorry. What would be fun? And so we came up with an
So
event.
just a second, we're getting a bunch of feedback, and can everybody make sure that they have their computers muted while Jency talks? Thanks.
Okay. So we came up with something that is super fun. One of our team members who is on this call with the Be Bold t-shirt on, Judy Isaacson, is a personal trainer. And we came up with an idea to do a women's group circuit workout. So, and breakfast. and we're going to call it the Fit for a Home event. And I have a gym in one of the bays of my garage, and then I have kind of a large driveway. So we can set up, various circuits and probably have around 30 or more women at the same time. We'll play fun, empowering music. We'll have breakfast. Judy it's like being a kid on the playground when she is leading us. And anyway, so we'll have everybody pay a small amount, like $40 or $50 to attend. And then I think Josephine is going to come and talk about maybe the people that we're going to be building the house for. Let us know a little bit more about that. And then I was thinking, we could give different amounts, like how much is it for one of these people to attend the financial course, or what does it cost for the flooring or whatever. And then I really feel like people who are there are going to feel led to give more than the amount for the event. So it'll be fun and empowering. And and the other thing is, I just registered today for the Q Give, and I believe the next step is to get a QR code, so they'll be able to just give right there while they're at my house. So I think that's about it. Josephine, was there anything else you wanted me to say about that?
Jinsey, I don't think so. I think that's awesome. You touched on your team's QR code. I think you're gonna have that posted, at the day of event when people are kind of just checking in and getting ready for the workout. And I can't wait to join the workout and just be a part of y'all's fundraising event. And Penny, did you have something else to maybe add about that? No? Okay. Okay, well, Jinsey and Carrie, thank you both just for being a part of a new grassroots team, the Empower Hers, and we can't wait to see and watch your fundraising page build and grow. So thank you both for being a part of this.
Thank you.
Okay, how about I would like to introduce you all to Rose. She's the co-leader, one of the co-leaders of the Fierce Grassroots fundraising team, Wondrous Women.
Hi, everyone. I've been working with Carla for 9 years, but I believe she was doing this for 12 or 13 for the Wondrous Women. We started out where we had some group members would do like vendor parties, like they would have different like Tupperware or Scentsy or jewelry, and these business owners would come to her house and they'd pay a table fee, and that's what she would raise for the team. The problem doing that, like I had Scentsy at the time, is you give a percentage of what you make, and a lot of times if you don't have a good turnout, you don't really have that much to give. So I decided to go a different route. For me, I just ask everybody with a pulse that comes in front of me. So I just I do my Q Give link, and basically I start off where I'll send that out to family and friends, because for the most part your family is going to support you and your friends, and those are donations you can count on. But they'll probably be to the smaller size, right? And so then I started doing where if I went to the doctor, I brought my doctor a letter, and it would be a nice letter explaining why this cause is a passion of mine, and just basically asking, will you help me reach my goal? So when I started, we had to try to raise $350 to be part of the team. And that first year, I was like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to do this, because I was a single mom for a long time. And last year I raised $11,300 and something dollars. So I ask my employer, which this year it's going to be a little tricky because my company was acquired by another company. So I already asked the old owners if they would donate. So I don't know if they will anymore, but then I'm have to hit up the new owners. So but I ask everybody, my dentist, my whoever does electrical or plumbing work at my house. I mean, anybody that I'm affiliated with, that's a business, I ask. And I actually went into a local a restaurant last year. I don't even eat there. I just went in with my letter, and by the time I drove home, I got a notification that they made a $250 donation to my page. So, and this year they've already donated 300. So if you don't ask, you'll never know. So that's my thing, is ask everybody. We also do a big bowling fundraiser where you could have teams of 4, and every teammate has to donate a certain amount. I think it was $50. And then they have the 2 games, and then we have raffle baskets. So it is a nice coordinated event. Other people do bunco in their home, and you have to pay a certain amount to come, and you could win prizes that she gets donated. So it doesn't really cost her anything. And all the money she gets is for Habitat. So we've come up with a lot of fun ways over the years, and we just have so much fun together because whatever amount of people we have on the team, we always go to each other. We always go to each other's fundraisers and support each other. So it's a lot of fun.
Rose, you're doing an amazing job. Can you talk a little more about that? What you do to leave people behind, and also how you are really good about following up and thanking your donors, and then using that also to ask again the following year. Can you talk a little bit about that stewardship and what you do?
So this is a letter. I mean, you can't really see it. But it basically explains what I'm doing, what I'm participating in. I explain in this letter how I was a single mom. I always include a picture from last year's build. So, and then I say, you can donate by check, you can donate to my page, I can pick up a check. But then I always put, for example, if somebody donated for me last year $300, I'll write on the top or in the email I send them, can you meet or beat what you did for me last year? And I've had more than a few companies donate more. So even like that restaurant, they donated $250 last year. They donated 300 this year because they like the idea of being part of our bowling fundraiser, where their name is going to go across the band at the bowling alley. So but a lot of people too, they see your passion. You come to them every year, so it's okay to say, hey, last year you gave me 100, can you give me a little more? I've had family members that'll give me 125 because they gave me 100 last year. So you have to ask for it. I mean, the worst that could happen is they give you the same that they gave you last year. But especially businesses too, they don't mind if they had a good year. They'll give you more money.
Thank you, Rose.
You're
Thank you. Next, Sarah, will you share with us? Sarah leads the Women Build team, Dream Builders. Sarah and her team have participated in Women Build for several years and also has co-led the event with her mother, Betty. Sarah, will you share with us just your fundraising tips and how you do it, and any ideas that would be helpful?
Sure. Well, like Josephine said, my mom put a team together in 2018, and then I joined her the following year in 2019. So we took 1 year off during COVID, but I was trying to count up. I think this will be my 6th year participating. So we love Habitat for Humanity, and the Dream Builders team really is a grassroots team. It was a few women who went to church together, who invited friends who didn't go to their church or from all different places. And so it's a real mix. A lot of different ages on the team, which I think is fun. So, you know, from 20 somethings to 60 somethings, there's like, that's what's really fun about Women Build. Like there's something for everyone to do. I would say my tips, if you're starting a grassroots team, is to think of it as 10 people each coming up with $400. It's like the easiest way to explain to someone. A lot of times people want to join us. They want to come to the build day and they don't realize there's this fundraising component to the whole thing. So if you let them know up front, like we're each aiming for $400 ourselves, well, at least, you know, that's our $4,000 build day, and then we can grow from there. So if people have that in the back of their mind, they're a little ready to, they kind of know more what they're getting into. And so we help them come up with individual ideas like Rose shared of asking for money, or we have a number of ladies who run Super Bowl pools, things that you can do individually by yourself. And then we always get together, have meetings, and plan a fundraiser together. So it's been a poker tournament, it's been bingo nights. We're going back to Bunko, which was what we did our first couple years this year. So then we all work on that together and we put that money in the general team page. We'll say like, we're going to put all that money on the general team page. You can still try to raise for your individual things to get your number up, or if you want to earn your hard hat or something like that, you know, but we try to put the big group fundraisers together for the team. We do a lot of similar things to Rose, so I don't want to repeat anything. Josephine, what else do you think?
I think that's just, I think that's great. Just, you know, what you shared, and it just seems practical. And, you know, you touched on something for those who might not know. Sarah talked about, you know, getting the hard hat. At the awards presentation, we have something called the Dazzling Diva, and it's for individuals that have raised $1,000 or more. And at the awards presentation, you get your very own white hard hat, and it's customized with your name and a Dazzling Diva sticker. So during the Women Build event, many team leaders and past participants will come out and wear their hard hats proudly. And it's just, it's fun seeing that. And Sarah, you absolutely win for having the best Zoom backdrop. I'm so jealous.
Well, that just showed up when I logged back in. So good job, Habitat. I'm glad it stayed here. But yeah, people love getting their hard hats, and we'll put them out at events to collect cash in. You know, it's a great way to decorate the event, and you can collect donations right in that hard hat. People love it.
Well, Sarah, we appreciate your team and your mother, Betty, and just being on the call tonight and sharing with us some of the ways that you've done fundraising and your tips. Thank you.
I do want to just make a comment. I think Sarah touched on it, which is great. When you come to your Women Build Day to come swing a hammer, if you've been a team leader, bring your hard hat. It makes a really great prop for pictures. And we also every year, and there's like Carla, who's the team leader from Wondrous Women, has got every single year, and her hard hat is filled with cool stickers. So also at the award ceremony, bring them with you. And while I'm on that, just also a reminder, if you are representing a team that has a name like the ones we've just talked to, or you're a part of a corporate team, wear your company t-shirts, wear your Dream Builders or Wondrous Women t-shirts, and kind of, it's a cool way for us to also take pictures and tell a story with pictures later. So just a reminder on that. Thank you, Sarah. I think we got Shanda up.
We do. Shanda, you're up. Last but not least, but Shanda with FinFrock.
All right, let me unmute. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I love this. I love all the ideas, and I'm happy to share. I mean, I'm representing FinFrock. We've been doing it. I started with FinFrock in 2019, and they already had a team, I think, for a year at that point. and I became a team leader and have jumped in with both feet, now serving on the board of Habitat. Very excited about that too. But Penny wanted me to talk a little bit about some of the things that we do. I mean, we are a corporate team, but we're also a grassroots team because FinFrock does not foot the bill for our team. We have to raise the money. We're allowed to participate. We're allowed to collaborate and, recruit other people for our team. And Bill Finfrock, who is the president, was on the board previously and has supported Habitat for a while. So he has generously offered to match anything that we raised up until last year. Last year, we raised so much money that he was like, we have to put a cap on this. So, but that's fine. We're good. So what we do is we kind of make it a team building event and an employee engagement event over the course of a couple of months. So we usually kick it off with a lunch and learn to talk about what Habitat is all about, what the Women Build is all about. We've had homeowners or future homeowners come in and talk about their journeys. And that's a really powerful thing. And then we allow employees, particularly considering that women are a minority in construction, we try to recruit all of our women, and we allow people to participate, even if they are not a member of the team, even if they're not going to be a part of the build day, and even if they don't raise any money. Although this year we're going to be a little bit more strict. I like the idea of, $400, 10 people, $400. We need to step it up a little bit because I think we have some team members raise more than others. But we do all kinds of things like being a group of engineers or an engineering firm. We have a bunch of engineers, so we celebrate Pi Day. For those of you who don't know, it's March 14th, 3.4, blah, 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 blah. And what we do is we have a pie contest, a pie baking contest. People participate. And then if you want to taste the pies, then you have to buy tickets. And you do that. We have our QR code and they buy tickets. We got an award last year. We were so excited. And this was an idea that one of the team members from our marketing team came up with. We did a paint and sip. And what we did was at the end of the day, we did a happy hour, and the team members, we all brought bottles of wine. We had some food, and we had one of our ladies actually teach people how to paint. This is my lovely painting. But we did a paint and sip, and everybody got an opportunity to laugh and collaborate. We had Penny was there. We had some other people from Habitat there, and it was a really fun time. So it was collaboration, but then we also raised money because we charged for the event. But I think the thing that really keeps our team going and gets us to that, we raised $20,000 last year, I think, that gets us there, is we tap into our suppliers. Similar to what Rose was doing with the businesses, is that we reach out to all of our suppliers, and we use the fact that we're FinFrock and that, we don't, there's no pressure, but at the same time, it helps to say, hey, we have a FinFrock team that's doing this. And what we do is we have a whole sponsorship packet that we put together, and we suggest different levels. And in each level, they get something a little bit more, everything from just a mention on our social media page to actually having their logo on our shirts, because we do a company shirt every year, our team shirt every year. So this was our shirt. I had to run and get it because I forgot about it. This was our team shirt. And depending on the company, they get their logo on the shirt, and they get an opportunity to have some involvement. And if they give us enough money, I think that it was $2,500, then we let them come on our build day too. So we make it a privilege to join us as part of it. And a lot of our suppliers are really happy to do it. Some of them are really, really happy that they just give us money and they don't have to come build, which is fine. So those are just a few of the things that we do.
That's great. Shanda, thank you so much for just sharing just all of the ideas. After hearing from all four of you, it just all things are possible. There's so many different ways on how to fundraise, and thanks for sharing the grassroots portion of it, just kind of matching the corporate kind of sponsorship part of it. So thank you all for sharing how you do it. Autumn's gonna flip to our next page.
I think she's there.
Oh, we're there. Okay, sorry about that. So just some additional things with fundraising tips and ideas. It's we've talked about a little bit tonight about setting up your QGive page. QGive is an easy link to set up for yourself and your team for fundraising. You can share the, I believe Rose talked about it. You can share the link and text messages and emails or on your social media pages. And just as a team leader or your team, you can also track your team's progress. And Autumn's going to be posting a link in the chat with that QGive page. Thank you, Autumn. And then what we mean by create a treasure map of prospects. And I've actually done this for my fundraising page and efforts. I just wrote down who I'm going to ask and how I'm going to ask them, coworkers or clients and friends and family and civic groups. So I just jotted it all down just on a piece of paper of who just creating my prospects. You can share your link and post on social media. We have, as you all know, Valentine's Day is coming up, or, if you all have a birthday that's coming up, it could create some urgency, kind of like in an ask and, tie in somehow Valentine's Day with love and Habitat and see if you can get people to donate during that time as well. We touched on it about holding events and getting things donated for a raffle or do like a 50-50 pot as a chance to win. And Shanda talked about seeking out just employee matches, and by asking your boss or asking your employer if they have a match program. And somebody said it tonight, and which I think is just so true. The answer is no if you don't ask. Who's on board already? Bristol West, Cheetah Girls, and the Seminole County Supervisor of Elections and Seminole County Property Appraisers are going to form a team together. CMTA, Dream Builders, Duda, FinFrock, One Florida Bank is our presenting sponsor, Orlando Health, Rhodes and Brito Architects, Target, Taurus, the Empower Hers, and Wondrous Women. Can we count on you? Right now, we have 13 teams that have committed. And our goal is to have 30 teams. So feel free to reach out to myself if you need help getting started, or if you want to participate and fundraise, but don't have a team, feel free to reach out to me or Penny. So just thank you all for those who have committed already. And we so look forward to seeing what other teams are going to be joining Women Build 2025. All right. Important dates and deadlines if you want to mark your calendar. Friday, March 31st at 5 p.m. is the deadline for sponsor logos. And what that means is if you want your team to have a logo to go on the Women Build t-shirt, the sponsorship level for logos starts at the level called Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which is starting at fundraising at $6,500. some important build day teams. I know I've already scheduled builds for some of you that are on this call and for your teams, but that build days are April 10th, 11th, 12th, and the 19th. Like what we did last year, we're going to have 2 shifts, a morning shift from 8 to 11:15, and then an afternoon shift from 12 to 3. And both of those shifts will meet in the middle around 11:15, and we will have lunch together and a chance to hear from a future home buyer, eat something tasty, and meet other like-minded leaders that have a passion and belief in our vision of a world where everyone has a decent place to live. That and the houses where we are building are on Alexander Avenue. And for those that were out last year, we were on Alexander Avenue. It's just going to be down the road a little bit further on Alexander Avenue. Once we receive the team's Women Build monies, then I will reach out to you to schedule your build day. And kind of last but not least, save the date for the awards presentation on April 25th at 5 p.m. And we'll be giving out awards. I touched on one of them, the Dazzling Diva with the hard hat. We also have this fun big trophy called the Traveling Trophy, and it's for the grassroots teams that have raised the most money. And they'll also receive a video and a social media posting, as well as a special post on our Women Build Facebook page and other media platforms. Another award will go to the most spirited. I believe I should know this. Did Cheetah Girls win last year? Cheetah Girls won last year. They came out, it's on the Women Build page on our website, but they came out with pink t-shirts and a cheetah heart, and then they all had matching cheetah shoes as well. So they won last year for the most spirited. I can't wait to see who will get that this year. And then we also have customized construction apron, and that's given to the top corporate sponsor team that fundraises in addition to their company sponsorship. Susan, do you have one of those?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, those are some of the awards that will be given out at the award presentation on Friday, April 25th. It will be just fun and celebratory. You get to see the houses that you built, and it will just be a fun event. Question and answers. We want to hear from you. And then after the Q&A, we're gonna put Autumn will put up just a quick survey, but will you raise your hand if anybody has any questions that we can help answer?
Autumn, can you take it off of the slide presentation and just open it up so everybody can see each other? Thank you. Wow, you did so well. Nobody even has any questions.
I just don't know how to raise my hand, so I'll just ask.
Go ahead.
This so new to the Habitat program here. So this Women Build, is the house completely built by women? So is the entire project a Women Build project, or just those 3 days or 4 days that you listed?
Just for those days that we listed.
Okay.
So there have been times when the women have built an entire house, but we're going to have 5 in a row. And so we have to do things with our MEPs, our mechanical engineering, plumbing, electrical. I don't know if I said that. I'm sorry. those things get done with professionals, and then the women come in and finish things off.
And so what type of work would be going on those days? What type of work would be a part of this build? Flooring, we heard the one lady talk about her flooring situation. So is it finished work, paint, flooring?
It could be flooring, painting, caulking, siding. We did some siding last year. So those type of things.
And the fundraising that we're doing, you're saying it's going toward how many houses? 5 houses that we're trying to build? What's the target and the goal? What's that all contributing to?
The goal is to raise $250,000, which technically funds one house, one of the 5 houses, but we're going to spread you out over a few of those houses.
And then I'm new to the area, so Alexander Avenue, where's that at?
Sanford.
Stanford. Okay.
Great questions.
I'm going to read a question we have in the chat. She is asking, what do you do if you do not have a team, but you want to participate? Can you be assigned to a team? So we actually have a couple women on here that lead the grassroots team, Wondrous Woman and Dream Builders, among others. If you guys are listening and if you want to send your contact information in the chat, and Gladys, if you want to send your email, we can work on getting you connected to a team who may have a spot open for you.
And for the days that are set for the build, are we required to attend all of the days?
No, no, your team will pick one day and one shift to participate in.
Okay.
Great questions. Anybody else?
So I have one other person in here that's asking where we can find sponsorship levels information. So tomorrow we will be sending out a follow-up email that's going to have the recording to this conversation. It will also have our team leader guide attached. That guide is going to give you our sponsorship levels and we'll go into more detail about all that stuff. So you can expect that email tomorrow.
Just want to note that if you don't get to that $6,500 level, you don't get a logo. So there's a lot of teams that will come on, and they're grassroots teams, and they raise the 4,000 or the 5, and some grassroots teams blow that away. But the point is that if you want, remember we had the slide up with the deadlines. If you're interested in a sponsor level, that has to be decided by March, and then you don't get to pick the day that you go build until you've met your minimum $4,000 requirement to be out on the job site.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I was just curious, will we know ahead of time, like when we do our fundraiser, about the family that we're building for? Like, would you be able to tell us specifically, oh, this is a single mom, 2 kids, or whatever, that, just to be able to put a face on with, who we're raising money for. Sometimes that can help.
So I can answer that. You're going to be raising money for families like Haley and Jalen for sure. They're already in the pipeline, but they're not assigned to these houses. We will have families assigned. You will get a chance to meet them. It's going to be, we're still waiting for some families to finish their sweat equity. And then when you're on the job site, we will have other home buyers coming in to tell their story. So you may get to meet Haley and Jalen again, or it may be a whole different set of home buyers.
So the homes that we're constructing, are they pretty much the same house, like 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and kind of?
For the most part.
I see something in the chat from Carla, and she's letting us know that Wondrous Woman can always use more team members, and they're having their team kickoff tomorrow at Cafe Panzulo's, sorry if I said that wrong, in Oviedo. And Carla left her contact information for those who might be interested. Thanks, Carla. Any other questions? We're very close to 6:30. Anybody else?
I'm gonna go ahead and launch the poll. It's just a quick 3-question poll if everyone has time, if you wanna fill it out really quick before we wrap up.
Can you tell her some answers coming in?
Yeah, this is gonna be anonymous, so we'll use these answers to kind of shape how we do things in the future. So thank you guys. A lot of you are filling it out. Appreciate it.
Autumn, while that's up, can you launch the last PowerPoint slide, or will that mess up the poll?
It should not.
Can I just say that you guys did an excellent job this year? There was a lot of information, and I think you guys covered a lot of things, especially for new people coming in and joining Women Build. So bravo to you.
Thank you. That's
Thank
good to
you.
hear.
Mhm.
We appreciate just everybody hopping on the call tonight, and just the new people, and just as much as the past participants. We appreciate your partnership and readiness to be involved in this great event.
And if you guys are Facebook users, put your, whatever time schedule once a week or whatever, put your link on your Facebook. That's a good exposure to get your family and friends to donate.
Absolutely.
And so when you send the follow-up an email, are you also going to include the PowerPoint that we saw earlier tonight?
Yeah, we can include the PowerPoint. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, while you're finishing up the kickoff call poll, just the last slide, if it has the Women Build Q-Give link, so you can check that out and just see where we're at so far. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. And then we have our social media channels on this slide as well, if you want to follow us. And I think that's it. It's 6:33. Any pressing or last minute questions? We have a question. Does each participant get a QR code?
So I can answer that. So you will receive a unique link when you set up your QGIve page. So you can copy and paste that link wherever you go on your social medias, on your email and everything like that. If you would like a QR code, that is something that you can create yourself if you know how to do it, or it's something that I can create for you. I'm happy to do it if you send me an email, I put my email in the chat earlier, but I'm happy to put my email again. You just reach out. I can find your QGIve page for you, and I can create a QR code. We had a fundraiser do that in the past where they had a fundraising event, and it was a lot easier for them to just have it on the PowerPoint up when the people would walk into their event. They had that nice QR code. It's a very easy way for people just to scan it and get that information. So yes, I'll put my email in the chat again in case you want to reach out to me about that.
Okay, I think that might be a wrap. Thank you all so much for just being on the call tonight and sharing how you've done it, and just being excited about being a part of Women Build 2025. Jalen and Haley, thank you so much for your time tonight, and just look forward to seeing you all out for Women Build or any of your emails for questions or anything like that. Thank you so much. Was
Thank
there
you.
anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Look forward to
Bye.
seeing you.
Thank you.